Well, hello, Warrior family. This is Principal Jimmy Champagne, and thanks for joining us for another segment of Get to Know Our Warriors. And today we have a really special guest. We have Miss Natalie Lerat, who is this year's elementary administrator. And Miss Natalie, you've been here almost as long as me.
Almost.
I think 9 years, and whenever we hired you at Houma Christian School, you were hired as the curriculum specialist, and in a couple of years you moved on to assistant principal. And then a few years later, up to last year, you were serving as the financial director, and now you're moving back into the classroom as elementary administrator.
Yes, that is correct. I'm so excited.
So I know most people kind of have a traditional pathway from high school to the classroom, but I know yours was a little bit different. Why don't you tell our Warrior family maybe where you went to school with, and then two things. How did you end up in education? And second, how did you end up at Houma Christian School?
Sure. So I actually attended LSU. I am from Nashville, Tennessee. So LSU was a school of choice for me, and that's what brought me to Louisiana. I attended LSU. I graduated in 2005 with a degree in human resource management with a minor in law. And so from there, I moved to Houma with a friend. It's kind of God ordained, my path, actually. My very good friend was from Houma, and she was going to move here. And I said, well, I'll go with you. So much to my parents' surprise, I made Houma my home after graduation. And when Katrina hit, my job fell through. And so when Katrina hit, I had a job working for the Department of Environmental Quality in Raceland, and that job ended. And so I was looking for work. My friend was a teacher, and so I started as a substitute teacher working with her and just loved it. And I just feel like God really had placed his hand on that. And so from there, I was alternately certified. I got certified 1 through 5, and then so I've worked 5 years in public school, and then I came to work for Mr. Jimmy at Houma Christian, got my master's degree in leadership, and it's just grown since there. But really and truly, I can see God's hand on my life as I made the decision to move to Houma, and then Katrina, and then just the decision to teach. And because I think education is definitely where he has placed his hand of blessing over me.
Awesome. Well, I got to ask, as a Cajun, I know you've been here for a while. Can you tell our Warrior family, do you eat crawfish and boudin?
Well, so boudin's an acquired thing for me. But I love all of the seafood, all of the crawfish. I can thank Dana, Miss Dana, Brock's mom. She would bring me some Cajun food every now and then when I first came to Houma Christian, and she really got my taste buds acquired to that. So yes, I love Houma. I love South Louisiana. I can't imagine living anywhere else. And I've actually lived in Houma longer than I've lived anywhere else now. So this is my home.
So this is your home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, as education, we wear many hats, especially as teachers and administrators. We serve in many roles. I know you have a lot of different roles at Houma Christian School. Can you tell everybody briefly some of the different roles that you have here at Houma Christian School?
So I really think that Houma Christian, it just ignites this love inside of us. And so we just fill any need that we see. We see a need, we fill it. So I currently fill 3, what would be the word? Specific roles, I guess, or 3 technical roles. I am the elementary administrator, so I help with professional development, assisting the teachers, student needs, making sure that our academics are aligned. And then I also serve as the business manager. And so what that looks like within Houma Christian is I serve as the overseer for the finance department. I do the reconciling, the budgets, our federal funds, things like that. And then my third hat that I wear is technology. And so I handle all of our technology immersion into the classroom and the details and semantics with that. I do a fourth hat this year, though. I am now a Warrior parent. So my little Caroline started pre-K this year. So my fourth hat is Warrior parent.
Awesome. So what would you say would be the biggest challenge transitioning from moving out of that financial director role back into the academic part as elementary administrator?
The biggest challenge.
Or is it even a challenge?
So I'm really excited because I just think God's hand is on me working with teachers and with students, and I'm very relational, and so that numbers are not very relational. They just they're not, and so building those relationships and fine tuning those with helping the teachers and helping the students and solving problems, I'm excited about that. I really think the biggest challenge is all that duty we have to pull: car duty, car line, recess, which is probably not what you're looking for in an answer, but it's the thing I'm most dreaded about going back to being an administrator. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to work with the teachers and the students and the parents this year. I taught 2nd grade last year.
Absolutely.
And so that kind of gave me a little bit of a nudge. This is where I need to be. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. I don't know if duty is the favorite thing of really any administrator.
Nobody loves it, yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the main jobs, especially as an administrator, and one of the goals at Home of Christian is to make sure that we provide the very best instruction to all our students. So why don't you kind of tell our Warrior family, what does that look like as elementary administrator in the process of working with the teachers to help them create that culture of high expectations to make sure that they master all the state and national standards? What does that look like?
So we definitely want to be relevant. I think that's the first thing. You know, we are, and we focus on high academics and spiritual. That's our two missions. And so, you know, the spiritual part, that falls into line when you have people who ethnically love Jesus, people who are walking with Jesus daily. You know, it comes from leadership, and we have a very good, sound foundation as far as our leadership goes. And so that, you know, the Jesus and the spiritual part, that just comes with your relationship with Christ. And I think it flows out of all of our teachers and our staff members. My role is that academic part. And so when we're thinking about academics, we're really making sure that we're relevant, because we want to, you know, we could tell you that your kid is great all day long, but how do they measure up against other kids in the nation? And so we want to make sure that we're competitive and that we're relevant. And so we analyze standards, we professional development, making sure that we give the teachers the tools that are necessary to be successful, you know, with technology and all the things that we want them to have a wide variety of tools to make sure that they're successful. And so my role in that is to do the research, do the background, and get the people that come in to help to develop our teachers as great pedagogy instructors.
Awesome. And also looking back last year, you know, with the pandemic that came on, I think it was March 13th that we left, but actually Home of Christian had a huge accomplishment last year that and maybe you would want to share briefly about our accomplishment that we had last year.
About being accredited?
Yes.
Well, we were, which is an amazing accomplishment. So we're Cognia accredited. Most people know it as Advanced Ed, and it has since morphed into something called a Cognia. Cognia is a national accreditation, and so we went through a very rigorous process. Mr. Champagne, Miss Angel, definitely, you know, were the two key members in that, as far as making sure that what we're doing couples up with what other schools are doing. And it's good feedback. You know, we always want to improve, and there's always room for growth. And so Cognia helped us to do that. And so we were able to see our deficits and our strengths, and let's focus on our deficits this year, which we are doing with our professional development.
And everything's about getting on a path of school improvement, always realizing that no matter how good you think you are, you can always become better. So It was definitely a great process. Just one last question. What would you say is the number one thing you're looking most forward to this school year?
So it's probably two-part answer. Personally, I'm very much excited to have Caroline here. Professionally, I am most excited to tackle this new year. You know, there are so many changes with this year, and it has been such a rigorous process to make sure that our kids are safe, and that our kids are getting the academic time that they need, that our teachers' needs are being met, that everybody has peace and joy. And so I just feel like it's exciting to be on the forefront of that. And I think that as education changes, even when things get back to normal per se, I think there's going to be a change for the better. We have been thrown into an area where we've had to learn, and you know, we've come out of our comfort zone. So I am most excited about the challenge that this year presents, and how on the other side of it we can see our professional growth.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, that concludes this segment of getting to know our Warrior family. And Natalie, I must say that every role, and you served in many roles, you really had a high level of excellence in all those roles. So I know I appreciate it, and I look forward to this year, because I know this year, I still believe is going to be the best year yet.
I agree.
So join us for our next segment of getting to know our Warrior family. Thank you, and God bless.